Hello, everyone. Sorry for the quick break of tension, but I'm back. I took a break over the Thanksgiving break to hang out with my family and focus on relaxing over the course of the somewhat vacation. I just went back to my hometown. But I am back. I'm going to be back on schedule and big announcements, but I do need to keep this very short because I do have some work I still need to get done today while it's still today. So, that being said, I have a lot that I need to say, so I'm going to try and keep this going quick. If I see anything pop up in the chat randomly, I'll try to address it. But for now, I'm just going to be firing off. So, first off, I guess as you can see, my facial hair is pretty thick right now, but today's actually the last day of November. So this is the after picture. I'm sure you can go back a couple streams and see the before picture of the first week of November. I think I actually had a stream. I think it was the Sublime cover. I was completely barefaced, so you can go make a comparison. Um, and then so that's going to be something that'll change. I don't think I'm going to shave all of it off. I'm just going to clean everything up. I don't really like it on my neck. I just figured me and my girlfriend decided that if it's supposed to be raising awareness for prostate cancer, it's not necessarily supposed to look good. It's just you're not supposed to shave it. So that's what's happened. This is what happens when you don't shave for an entire month. Um, so I have some big announcements. The first one being that I have almost streamed on this channel for a year. So the first stream that I posted on this I streamed on this channel was on December 15th of last year, which is crazy for me. To be honest, it feels longer than a year. I feel like I've been streaming for so much longer than that, but I'm coming up on the anniversary of that, which is actually I believe 2 Thursdays from now. So not next Thursday, not the Thursday after that, but the Thursday after that. It's the 15th. So I do have some plans for that, but in general, with the new year coming around, I do have some ideas on how I can up the quality of the channel. Now, some of these may come in the form of new equipment. I don't know whether that's a possibility, but I do have some ideas on how to actually make the content itself, which is what I focus on in the channel, how to make the content itself more engaging for the fans and possibly more engaging for the guests. And guests are one way that I plan on doing that. I want to start getting a list of people who are interested in coming on talking on the show. If you're watching right now and you have something that you think you could talk about for even 15 minutes on the show, let me know. You can contact me on Facebook. You can leave it in the comments, anything. But I'm just gonna start getting a list of people that I can get to come be on the show. And if you can't meet up with me, I'm going to be working on a solution to that. I think that I'll be able to have a video chat with someone and have that up on the screen, if not just have the audio up on the screen. But ideally, we would like to be able to see the guest. Unless the guest doesn't want to be seen, and that's fine with it's to their discretion. Um, so the big thing is I want to have more guests. Probably not every weekend. That'd be a lot of work to set up, and I wouldn't really get my content in as much if that were the case. But I do find myself sort of putting in filler episodes, just kind of scrambling to get a couple topics at the last second, and every once in a while just doing the Q and A's, which I'm fine doing the Q and A's. People seem to like those, but I want to make sure that there is a constant flow of information being shared by this channel. So I am going to be looking into new guests. Probably maybe one a month is a good goal. I'm not making any promises because I have no idea what I'll be able to organize, but that's the goal, I guess. Um, and then along with upgrading the amount of guest speakers, I want to upgrade the appearance of the stream itself. So I'm going to be working on once finals are over, which finals begin next week for me, and they end next week. I only have them in the first week, so um, once finals are over for me, I will have a lot more free time, And what I'm planning to do is to attempt to make some frames, probably in Paint, just like how my comic is set up, where it's kind of like not necessarily perfect, but that's the artsy style of it. Um, but I want to make frames so that it's not just a picture up on the screen, especially when I have multiple windows up in this the picture. I want there to be something filling in the blank space as opposed to it just looking like a blank desktop with a bunch of windows up. So I'll be working on that and possibly trying to organize so that guests coming on can customize the borders to their liking or to their topic. I don't know. That's just some ideas I'm tossing around. So if you have any comments on that, let me know. And the big change, or not necessarily big change, but something I'm planning to add to the guest streams and to streams in general, especially actually the update streams, since a lot of people tend to not want to watch streams if you're not interested in the AI. This might grab your interest a little bit more. I'm going to give some background here. If you've ever watched the show Top Gear, now Top Gear, in at least the British version that everyone loved, no longer exists because of a squabble with some of the main uh, people in. But um, when Top Gear was in its prime, they had a feature where celebrity guests would come onto the show and they would take a lap around the track, and their times would get put up on the board. And what this did was, one, the fans and the people watching were able to root for their favorite celebrities out on in something that they normally wouldn't see them in, and two, it kind of got the guests themselves competitive with each other, and I think that's an interesting dynamic. Now, obviously, I don't have a track that someone can go drive their car around, nor would I be able to put up a fight against anyone who can actually drive around the track pretty well. But I have thought up a nice idea. So when I was just beginning coding, I had this idea to make a fake stock market, and I actually coded out a cute little game in Python with the Python turtle where it sits there and draws everything out, and it doesn't just appear on the screen. It was great, and I still have that actually. I could probably show you guys sometime. But what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've sort of simplified and also improved, but I've recreated this game in Excel. So I'm gonna switch the window here so you guys can see that. And what's going on here is what's going to be happening is every time a guest comes on the show, they're going to be able to buy in with $100,000, and so these are just fake currency. Obviously, we can call them Jonos if that makes people happy. So 100,000 Jonos, and then they can purchase a quantity of stock. Now, these stocks come at a given value. So the current value is 100 for each, which is why even Steven has bought 250 of each stock and now has zero balance, but his assets are still at the same level as me, who I haven't bought anything yet, and Boring Boris, who will never buy anything. He will stick there at $100,000 now, or 100,000 Jonos, sorry. So the reason that I wanted to do this and have these extra characters in is, first, obviously, I'm not going to have a lot of guests immediately joining into this because as guests come on, they'll be able to join in. But so I needed some people to compete against when I put my initial values in. But also, it sort of gives us a baseline. So what it does is it allows us to see where people compare to if they hadn't bought any stock or if they had just spread their stock out perfectly in the beginning. And now the stock values are going to fluctuate, and I'll explain that in a minute. But this means that when new guests come and buy in, they will be buying at different prices than the previous guests, and so this will kind of give the feel of an actual stock market. And so now the way stock works in the actual stock market is it fluctuates purely on supply and demand. Now that's a very awesome topic and a very awesome concept, but The problem is it requires a lot of purchases and a lot of sales to get that constant flux of values. And that's something that I won't be able to have here with the guests only coming on around once a month. Now, I obviously, being on the stream every time, will be able to adjust my values. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I might wait around until the next guest, and then if I choose to at that time adjust my stock values, buy and sell. But what's going to happen is that the stock values are going to be adjusted based off of your votes. And what I mean by that is if you look up in the corner right now, there is an eye icon. And if you click on that, it'll pop down a poll. So you'll see red, yellow, green, and blue as options. You pick the stock that you like or the color that you like. It doesn't even have to do anything. None of this actually matters. So do whatever you want. But you pick a color, you pick a stock, and you select that in the voting mechanism. And when it comes around to next Wednesday, I'm going to look at the percentages of the votes, and I will be using that to adjust the actual prices of the votes. So I'm going to explain how this works. So there's going to be a randomized mutation factor. It will be something between 0 and 50. The reason for this is because the way that this adjusts is by taking the physical percentage, say that red got 35%. So we're going to put in 35% right there. And now, obviously, just adding 35% to that wouldn't really make sense because then you could never lose anything. Even if it got 1, it would still be gaining a percentage. And so that doesn't really make sense. So what I'm doing is by having this mutation factor, I'm essentially adjusting the value based off of some score to beat, essentially. So this is sort of simulating whether it's a good day or a bad day in the market, or just a so-so day. And what I mean by a so-so day is since it's on a scale from 0 to 50, and there's 4 options. If 25 is selected, that means that all of these could tie 25, 25, 25, and 25. Nothing would change. But say they all tie and the market is doing well, it's a 10, then it has that score to beat. So all it would be doing is it would be adding the percentage and subtracting this market factor. And so that's what happens. So we're just going to pick a random number. I don't know if there's any in the chat. We can always switch it up later. I'm just going to pick 14. That's a pretty good number. And so you can see it's subtracted 14 from all these other guys. Now, this in practice will add up to 100. So I will be taking the actual values from the poll of the previous Wednesday stream, and I will be tallying them up in here on stream right at the start of the stream or right at the end. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but you will be able to keep track of how this fake stock market is doing. So obviously, I'm going to work on names for things. I don't know if I'm going to adjust the names of the stocks, but these things should hold true. They will stay these colors just so that doesn't screw with anything, because if you're really particular about a certain color, I don't want to mess that up. But as you can see, the new prices have been slightly adjusted based off of this, and this is unrealistic because 35 is not 100. But let's go look. So now you can see, since Even Steven has purchased stock, and all those other ones were subtracting 14 from their price, his assets value, his total assets are actually lower than the two entries, me and Boris here, who have not purchased any stock. Now, obviously, this is an unrealistic situation, but once I get votes in on the stream, then I will be able to adjust this accordingly. So what's going to happen is I'm going to wait until the 15th, which is a Thursday, but I think I'm going to push the stream back to the Thursday. That's not too difficult to do. Um, so that I can be on the anniversary. And then what I'm going to do is on that Thursday, I will be. I think I'm just going to make it a full stream, just a special Thursday full stream. And then I will be purchasing my stock on that day. But in the meantime, there's 2 Wednesdays to work with. There's this Wednesday and the next Wednesday. So you guys can make the values fluctuate a little bit before I get the chance to buy. So that might adjust what I buy. So it's very important that there is viewer participation in this. So what I need is anyone watching this, just go up in the top, I believe that's the top right corner, and click on that eye icon. I believe if you're on a phone, you can still do it. I'm not completely sure about that. They've been trying to make it more favorable to a mobile platform. I do think that you actually need to have an account. I might be wrong about that, but if you don't have an account, and go look if see if the eye icon is up there, and you can vote in the poll if you so desire. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Um, and you'll notice that there is a little less clutter in the room. We are working towards cleaning this room out so that it can be put towards its actual purpose, which is to be a guest room and also the streaming room and the craft room for my girlfriend. So we will be working on that over this winter break after my tests are done, and you will hopefully be seeing the change in the background behind me, but really it'll just be a change in orientation. I am pushing on a little bit longer than I was expecting to push on, but I want to thank you guys for watching. If you've been watching this whole time, and if you're excited about the changes, go tell your friends to come vote on this stream for their favorite stock, and let's see what happens next Wednesday. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I do plan on streaming on Saturday. I'm going to go with Saturday. I don't think I have anything going on, so let's go for that. And also let me know about any possible guests that you might want to see on the stream. If you are interested, let me know. So